Hi team. If you want to win, you have to think like a curling player. Let me explain. You know how curling is on ice and they have this thing they throw, like a block of something that they throw over the ice, and then they have people sweeping in front of the ball. I'll just call it a ball, okay? Over the ice. So they're sweeping the ice to make it smoother to go forward, and they sweep over where they want it to go, okay? They aim it in the direction that they want, but they also sweep it in the direction that you want it to go. That's how to curate your environment as well. It's not about willpower. Willpower can only take you so far. It comes and goes. Willpower is struggle. You don't want to be in struggle. You want it to be effortless. You already know what I've said about the subconscious mind and how it's controlling 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You are already on autopilot most of the time. So you need to set up your life in a way that when you're just rolling through life like that curling ball, you want to make sure your environment is curated for you to win. How do you do that? A couple of things. So some people ask me, how do I handle that people bring me down? You know, I'm in a good vibe and then something brings me down. Here's how the curling method would help you. First of all, you make sure that if you have people around you that you know are bad vibes, you get rid of those people or you limit your interactions with those people. You don't randomly let stuff happen. You plan in advance. You know, such and such will bring me down. How can I make sure and figure out in advance how I can set things up so that it's not going to affect me negatively? So it's not going to bother me. It's not going to take my energy. Let me read through my notes. Right. So what this is that you're setting yourself up for effortless wins. You're setting your environment up for effortless wins. The things that you want to see happen in your life, you make it easy to make them happen. You make it effortless to make them happen. You don't, if anything that you want to do becomes out of your way, becomes a big effort, becomes difficult, becomes, requires a lot, it's not going to happen. Because you're only going to do that when you're fully in your conscious mind, fully within your willpower, and most of the time you're just not there. And anything that you want to achieve, it requires you to stick to it. It requires a commitment, right? It requires continuity. So you can't hope for, you just can't achieve continuity with things that require willpower. Willpower comes and goes. So you set yourself up for wins in terms of your diet, for example. You make sure you only have the healthy, nutritious foods in your house. You make sure that if you want to eat something unhealthy, you would have to go out of your way to go get some of that, okay? Whereas the healthy stuff should just be easy and effortless for you to have. Now, if you want to go to the gym, for example, you make it easy and effortless to do that. Whatever you got to do, you perhaps set up your gym clothes in advance, or perhaps you have something at home, like home exercise thing. You set it up in a way that you know, if I put it here, I can't miss it. I will see it every day, okay? And you set your expectations so that you're going to win. You don't say, I'm going to, for example, if you want to exercise every day, you don't say, I'm going to exercise 30 minutes a day, going from 0 to 30 minutes a day. You say, I'm going to do this for 2 minutes every day. Because 2 minutes is an easy win. 2 minutes does not require it doesn't require you to go out of your way. You can do 2 minutes while you're just waiting for your coffee to boil or whatever you're doing, right? Okay, you also need to remove, I think I said that. You need to automate. This is so slept on. Anything that requires memory, you have to set reminders. Just assume you're going to forget. If you truly understand the subconscious mind, you know that anything that you don't set reminders for, if it's not programmed into you already, you won't do it. The only things that you do without needing reminders are the things that you're already programmed to do. They're the habits that are so ingrained, so deeply habitual, that you could do them eyes closed. Things you've done day in and day out for years. Okay? Those are the only things you don't need reminders for. Which reminds me, by the way, I want to mention this win. We've just started the Financial Freedom Program. We're halfway into the first month, and we've already had multiple of the participants change programs, change habits that have been stuck for 5 to 10 years. One person, they changed a 5-year habit. Another one changed a 10-year habit. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm so thrilled for that. If you go to the link in the description box, you will see the waiting list for the Financial Freedom Program. It really works. Changing habits really, really work. And until we change things in a root level, they don't change at all. People literally go through 5 years, 10 years with habits that they don't want, doing things that they don't want. Hostage. They're held hostage. When you change your programming, it can shift so fast. It's literally we're 2 weeks into the program, and they've changed things that they haven't changed for 5 to 10 years. That's the power. Unless you go to the subconscious mind, things don't change. Okay, back to the topic. Right. Anything that requires you to make an effort, you're really unlikely to do. So make sure that any bad habits are going to require a lot of effort. Whether that's unhealthy food, unhealthy people, unhealthy habits, all of those things. Make sure there's friction. Make sure that it's just an extra couple of steps. I'll tell you a story. When Amazon set up their system, they made sure that you can go from watching a product to ordering it in the fewest possible steps. That's why they have the one-click purchase, the one-click buy. Because they know if it just takes that one extra step, one extra button to push, they're going to lose a lot of people, a lot of purchases there. They're going to lose so many customers just from that one extra step. That's how critical this is. Knowing this, you can really set yourself up for easy wins. Can make some really great success habits through just knowing this. That if something just requires a bit of extra effort, even if it's just a little bit extra effort, you're unlikely to do it. So make sure that the bad habits require more effort and the good habits require no extra effort. Make sure that anything that's good that you want to keep doing is right in front of you. You can't miss it. You know, if there's an affirmation that you want to say, put it up on the wall. Don't file it away somewhere. Don't even keep it on your phone. Make it like super clear. Or keep it as a phone wallpaper or something. Like make it impossible to miss. Now, your phone. Super critical. Make sure that whatever is on your phone is setting you up for exactly what you want. If you want good vibes, if you want a high vibrational frequency, if you want to feel happier in life, if you want to feel empowered, if you want to feel great about yourself, about other people, about life, anything on your timeline needs to align with that. Everything on your timeline needs to align with that. There is so much garbage out there that will bring you down. Now, because people ask me, what do I do when these things bring me down? Look, it's so much easier to set up your environment for you to win than to constantly bring yourself up and recover from all these things that bring you down. It's so much harder to recover 50 times a day than it is to curate your environment, curate your timeline in a way that's going to uplift you. I'll tell you, there was a few days where I wasn't in a good vibe, and so I tripped and fell into algorithms that showed me some really upsetting things that are happening in the world. Really upsetting things. I was in a bad vibe that day, so I watched something, and so the algorithm kept feeding me more. And I just felt filled with despair and just pain and sadness and grief. Now, does that exist in the world? Yes. Does great things exist in the world? Yes. Whatever I give my attention to is what I'm going to get into my reality. It doesn't matter if something is true or not. I will invite it by my attention. So it doesn't matter that you're justified in looking at things that you think are awful and feel unfair, and that tells you how much people are suffering in the world. Doesn't matter how true it is, because it will come to you if you watch it. If you open your mind up for those things, that's what you're going to get. It will bring you down. It will make you powerless. It will make sure you have nothing to offer anybody else, because you'll be at such a low vibration. So the most powerful thing you can probably do today is to go through your timeline and actively unfollow and block things that and people that give content that bring you down. I cannot emphasize enough how powerful that is. If you look at things constantly that's going to bring you down, you can't recover from that. It's contradictory to say, I want this great result, but my attention is given here. You can't be married to a great person and give all your attention to unworthy people. Okay? This requires commitment. A good life requires commitment. You got to commit to what's good for you, what's good for your soul. You can't be throwing around your attention left, right, and center. You can't do it. If you do it, you'll be sacrificing the good in your life. You can't have both. You can't have both. You have to make a choice and commit to that choice. Because if you don't commit to the good, the world has a million ways to suck you in to the low frequency that the majority of people are at. Most people are at fear, anger, anxiety. That's the highest. That's the collective consciousness. So in order to not be a collective consciousness, you have to do something different and be mindful and make that conscious choice. Unfollow anything that makes you feel bad. Anything that, if you're a woman, you really should be off of Instagram, because it's a lot of comparison, it's a lot of shallow stuff. If you're a man, you also need to not be watching undressed women or like loosely dressed women. It will pollute your mind. This is not about just morality. It will truly pollute your mind. It will take away some of your humanity. It will lower you to a beastly level. It will lower you to an animal level. You can't be at that level and have peace and well-being. You can't be looking at people humiliating themselves or reducing themselves to bodies and remain at a high level. If you're up here at peace and love and well-being and insight and connection to God, anything down here is offensive to your soul. It's deeply painful. Okay? So be really mindful of what you give your attention to. Who benefits from you stooping down to this level, comparing yourselves with other people, or viewing other people as commodities? The internet world, there's a lot of toxicity that you can slip and fall into because most of the world is not aware of these things. I'm saying this because I know that the people watching this, they have a higher awareness than the general public. We're still stuck in the same mental limitations of our subconscious mind unless we change it, right? But you have a higher awareness than the average person. You know that something better is possible. So be protective of your heart and your soul. Anything that when you look at it you feel bad, don't watch that. Now, a side note, because some people, when I say feel bad, not everything that makes you feel bad. Here's the exception. The only exception when it comes to accountability. Okay? Because I find that some people think accountability is toxic simply because it's uncomfortable. Accountability is medicine. It will heal you because it pinpoints exactly where you made the mistakes, where you went wrong. So the most loving thing you can do for anybody is hold them accountable. Because it's selfish, the opposite would be enabling, and that's selfish. Accountability is the medicine, might not taste good, but it's healing for your soul. I went off track a little bit. Okay, so to sum up, any habits, well, first of all, you have to create habits around what you want, okay? Anything that you want to encourage in yourself, you create habits around that. You make sure that your environment encourages that and makes it easy to and effortless. It needs to be effortless, okay? We add friction to anything that we don't want to encourage in our life, okay? That means if there is an account that you follow and it gives you content that just is low frequency, low vibration, negative stuff that makes you feel unhappy, angry, sad, grief, all those things, you unfollow it. Because if you want to watch that, you have to go and seek them out, okay? So it's still possible, but it's inconvenient. You have to make the good habits convenient, easy, effortless. And for the love of God, go through your timeline, clear out anything that is of low frequency, low vibration. I cannot stress enough the influence of the things that you see often. It has such a huge power over you, the things that you're exposed to often. And generally we have themes, okay? So for me, it was a lot of like world events, politics, and stuff like that. It would really bring me down really, really fast. And I would feel grief for the state of the world. But all what that is just observing people in a negative state of mind. I'm just seeing the results, not the root cause. Anyway, I digress. What I really, out of love, I encourage you, go through your timeline today. It's so easy to do. I swear, I spent a year daily going through my timeline. I just did it for a little bit every day. Maybe every day I removed unfollowed one thing. And do follow things that you want to be aligned with. The things that you know are going to uplift you, that are going to keep you on track, that are going to get you where you want to go. Follow those things. Don't allow random stuff to pollute your mind, pollute your soul, pollute your emotions. I cannot stress this enough. I want this for anybody that I care about, and even people that I don't care about. I want you to care about yourself enough that you go through your timeline and make sure that it loves you. Make sure your timeline loves you. It gives you stuff that uplifts you, that is good for your soul, make you feel worthy, make you feel good. It is positive, motivational. And remove anything that is negative, that reinforces any fears that you have. That's something I had a lot of. Things that reinforce fears. Things that reinforce that the world is a bad place, that people are bad people. All of the things that, we all have our vulnerable spots. So we tend to have content that sort of reinforces our negative beliefs. So go through your timeline, make sure your timeline loves you, because you will find yourself stuck on your timeline for much longer than you intended. Stuck in social media for much longer than you intended. And that stuff programs your mind. So be aware of that and make sure that you change it from the root. So make sure that whatever programs your mind is something that you have given permission to. Okay? Please do. And let me know in the comments that you're committed to doing this. Let me know. I want to see from anybody who sees this and it touches your heart and you value yourself enough to do this for you. Let me know in the comment and tell me that you're committed to doing this. It doesn't have to be all at once. You can do it all at once. You can do it right now. Or you can commit to doing it every day. Because not every account that we follow posts every day. So it's going to probably be something you have to do continuously. But do commit to yourself in this way, to honor your heart, honor your mind, honor your soul, and have things that enhance your life, that give you good energy, that uplift you. Do that for yourself so you get to have some power over what goes into your mental space. Thank you. I look forward to seeing the comments and see who committed to doing this. Bye.